5 years ago, myself and my colleague David Connor, who was at Everton Football Club, and he set up Everton in the Community, the charity, and then went off into the big wide world of private sector and corporate and social responsibility. We came up with the idea of the 2030 Hub, which is the world's first United Nations recognized local hub promoting the Sustainable Development Goals. So we're the world's first. We're Liverpool and the Liverpool City Region's best kept secret. The rest of the world know about us, but nobody here does. I have a part-time job running the Lancashire Chamber Low Carbon Programme. So I'm running a £6 million programme working with small companies to help them to reduce their carbon footprint and to engage in renewable technologies. And because of that, and that particular project, it is a global award-winning project. It won the World Chambers Congress Best Climate Project of the Year. So I'm actually a global award-winning climate project manager. See, best kept secret. It's all in St. Helens. So because of all that connection with the Chambers of Commerce, St. Helens Chamber engaged the 2030 Hub to develop a short course to help individuals on their road to net zero, to give them all the tools, the techniques, the knowledge to actually calculate their own carbon footprint, to set their own net zero targets, start putting their action plans together. So that is now available. It's been launched. It's fully funded. It's in three sessions over a couple of weeks. Session 1 really covers what's all the fuss about. Why are we doing it? Why have we got to do something? Why, climate change is a huge global issue. Why is it my little organisation that's now got to do something about it? So really, it's looking at that global to local transition. Then there's another session where we touch on where am I now and actually look at the processes of how you calculate your carbon footprint and actually dispel for a lot of businesses, they've confused net zero and carbon neutrality. So a lot of businesses think it's just a case of I measure my carbon footprint, how much electricity, gas, diesel I burn, and then I go and buy some trees. Carbon neutral, sorted, no problem. But really, the focus is on net zero, and it's only at that point that people start to realize net zero includes a lot more than just your electricity, your gas, and your travel. So in session 1, we just go through those issues. Session 2 is actually delivered by another organization called Element. And this is about mindsets. This is about you adjusting your mindset to actually make the change. A lot of people go on courses, they get the education, they get the learning, and then it just sits in a drawer or it gets filed under B for bin because they've got that much to do. So the mindset one is more about thinking about what have you got to change? How do you go about change? Equally, when you're making decisions about making a change, to look out for the unintended consequence. I think one of the examples that tends to get used, everybody saw the picture, that image of the turtle with the plastic straw stuck up its nose, blood coming from its nose. Starbucks made the knee-jerk reaction of banning all plastic straws. No one ever thought about the unintended consequence of, well, now they use paper straws, but they were not as good. You tended to need 2 straws. Where did all that paper come from to make those straws? There's a forest being chopped down. Equally, 300 people lost their jobs. in the factory that made the straws. So on the mindset experience, it's actually getting to look at the decisions you make and the ripple effect of those decisions. And then session 3, unfortunately, you're back to me again. And then in that session, we'll actually look at the nuts and bolts, the nitty gritty of how you calculate your carbon footprint. So that's the short course, but there's also some additional support that's available. So if as an organization, if you are a constituted organization, a legal entity, I can actually come in to your organization and actually help you do your carbon footprint, help you to put your team together, put your net zero targets, and actually start you on that journey to reduce your carbon footprint. So that's all fully funded. Sorry, I'm not allowed to say free. It's all fully funded. But which might be interesting to Simon. I'm not sure if he's still on the call. The other element of what we're doing as the 2030 Hub is that we've also been commissioned to develop a snapshot of how the Borough of St Helens is performing against all 17 Sustainable Development Goals, and providing that data as an open access online database that everybody can look at. And it'll look at the 17 goals, the 169 targets, and the 277 indicators. And it will identify who are St Helens furthest behind. So actually, that's a data set. We work with the Office of National Statistics, so it's all validated data. So that'll be data that you can access, which will actually provide the evidence of need for your project, for the next, the next program that you want to develop. You'll actually have independent data that has been validated. So I think there's quite a good synergy there for the voluntary sector to get involved and actually get involved in uploading some of that data, because some of that data is going to be very specific to St Helens. We've done one for Liverpool already, and we did a Liverpool snapshot. So if you go to the 2030 Hub website, you'll see a link to the piece of work that we did for Liverpool and the online data platform. And like I say, we're now developing the St Helens one as part of this St Helens Together to Zero program, so for it to be a legacy for potential bids going into the Shared Prosperity Fund in the future. I have no presentation. I'm more than happy. Sorry, one of the other things that I can offer is that because we're doing 5 cohorts with up to 25 people within this short training course, we could do a complete cohort for yourselves, or you could join the open courses with the businesses. We do have a number of businesses who are looking to take a cohort completely and have it a mixture of their staff and their supply chain. And I see no reason why we can't view the voluntary sector as a complete cohort. And then you can actually share some ideas between yourselves within the learning.